how did you get into the no jumper shit? What was the whole tweak behind that? How was it created?
Well, in terms of my original appreciation for hip hop, it's like, you're a kid and you listen to like whatever your parents are playing for you. And I remember being like, real young and listening to the Beatles and Marvin Gaye and the Temptations and Billy Joel, and all the parents were playing around me. And then all of a sudden I turned like 9. And when I was like 9, all of a sudden it was like, oh, I got some Christmas money. I can actually go get the Chronic. I could go get Doggy Style. And I was just like listening to Jammin' 94.5, which is the hip hop radio station out there, and just loving it. And just, I don't know, that music just spoke to me. Like I just realized very early on, like Doggy Style was really like kind of the album that just really turned me out, because something about Snoop and just how cool he looked. And he's just tall as this weird long blue flannel, and they got blue rags, and they got these old ass lowriders and all these crazy ass cars and shit. And I don't know, I just loved it. I just thought it was crazy. And through all those years, I was like really into hip hop, but I also never thought that I would have like a role in the industry or anything. I was just a fan, just listening to it. And then around like 2015 or whatever, I started to like just go to all these underground rap shows in LA, and this is like early SoundCloud. And all of a sudden, I'm just tapping in with meeting all these rappers that like you probably wouldn't even know who they were, but well, some of them ended up being huge. I'm meeting Playboi Carti backstage 2015, 2016. I'm meeting fucking, like I did Lil Yachty's first interview, all these people, like X's first interview, and I just started interviewing people, like just because I felt like, oh, like I'm around this really cool burgeoning hip hop scene, and it was confusing to me because I'm like, how do the Suicide Boys have mad videos and songs with millions of views, but then meanwhile, nobody's ever tried to interview them?
Right.
So I just hopped on it, and it just worked, and I just kept kind of building from there. And still to this day, like, why am I working 12 hours today, yesterday, Monday, Thursday, and Friday? Like, just trying to keep the thing going and just do as much good content as I can,
Where you get the no jumper name from?
95 Air Max, because I'm a dope runner, balling like an athlete, but got no jumper. It's bricks.
Okay.
Yeah. Before
I remember that used to be on before your shit.
Yeah.
You had to get Gucci a few dollars, or
no. Okay. But if he ever complains about it, I'm gonna have to do the thing on YouTube and go and take it out of every single one. It'll just be an awkward silence in the beginning of all the videos. But luckily he never did that. Yeah, I don't know. I just like actually, before No Jumper was a podcast, just the brand name, I already had the URL, nojumper.com and everything, because I tried to start this blog in like 2012 that was going to be just like articles about different underground rappers and stuff. And I had this dude that I was trying to have him write some of the articles and stuff, and we were kind of working together on it. And it didn't really get off the ground. We only probably published like a couple dozen blog posts of just different Soulja Boy songs we were fucking with, and Danny Brown and all this shit at the time or whatever, and ASAP Rocky before he was anything. Like, we were just pushing all that wave of music, and we actually went through mad classic rap song titles and lyrics and everything, and somehow we thought that was a cool metaphor, because like, what is he actually saying in that lyric? He's saying, I may not be a basketball player, but I got hella money and I'm hella successful off of selling dope / rapping. So I was like, I kind of like that, because in the beginning I knew I'm not going to be able to interview the A-list rappers, but maybe I can interview like a manager, or maybe I can interview a rapper whose time was 10 years ago, or a rapper who's just beginning their career. And that's how I'm going to fucking get my foot into the door, is by fucking with people who are maybe not the biggest names, but they have interesting stories to tell. And still to this day, I consider that kind of like the mission statement of No Jumper, is like, it doesn't really matter if Crip Mac is not a popular rapper. He might be able to do some incredible interviews, because he's got you're never gonna, like, YG has sold 5 billion records, but when you interview YG, he's got a very good reason to not speak on every little last bit of beef and bullshit he's been through in his life, because he's successful, Right. But a lot of times it's like the person who's not the superstar rapper that's going to give you the interview that really like blows your mind, So that's always kind of what I've tried to find my way to, one way or another.